A win for wee Gary, a plum draw in the cup, and it's the most wonderful time of the year, the Trust Board elections.
Hello and welcome to the Big Bank Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Have you cast your vote in the Trust Board elections?
Well, I don't want to sound like too much of a dork, but yeah, I have actually.
Yeah, so have I. Yeah, good. I read everyone's profile.
Yeah, I had sort of skim read them.
One interesting idea stuck out for me was the fella, I've forgotten his name, who wants to make sure the Stansfield goes all the way to the Big Bank. And I thought, yeah, that's the kind of optimism we want.
I did see that one, yeah.
Don't think it's possible.
I think they would have done it if they could have done it. But
good to stand on a platform.
Well,
which of course is what you can't do in that bit. Or maybe you can stand on the railway platform or something.
Good to have a dream, innit? Pipe dreams are good.
My pipe dream for Exeter City would be, a full four-sided ground, but not the corners filled in. I like the gap.
Yeah, you don't want the bowl.
I don't want the bowl.
No, I don't want the bowl.
Do you know what I mean? I like to be able to see a little bit through.
Yeah, leave it.
Leave it, everyone. So you're right to say is that Gary Colwell's first win.
Yeah.
And it came in the FA Cup first round.
It did.
It came at Vale Park, the Wembley of the Midlands.
One of those teams you've had to play a lot over the last few years. Who has their phone not on silent in 2022?
Me, apparently. It's off now. Don't worry about it.
Unprofessional.
Yeah, sorry, everyone.
I've lost my train of thought.
Vale Park, Colwell.
Yeah, we've been there loads. We've played them loads. Mixed results. Obviously, early in the season in the league, we beat them 4-0 or 4-1 at home. Can't remember. And this one was a little bit less straightforward. Strong team. Giovanni back in there.
Yep.
So those three up top again. And 1-1 at half time.
Yep.
First goal coming from Giovanni.
Yeah, the equaliser, you mean?
Yeah, they went ahead.
Yeah. It was the gloriously named Dennis Politic.
Really weird, that.
Romanian,
isn't he? Yeah. Dennis Politic.
Yeah.
Has he made that name up?
I don't know.
He's moved to the UK.
Yeah.
From Romania.
Yeah.
And he's just sort of chosen a random name, Dennis. And then he's just stuck a pin in a dictionary, hasn't he?
No, Dennis Politic from the Politic family of Bucharest.
Right.
Anyway, he was quite lively. They bought him from like Udinese or someone like that, didn't they? So like kind of remarkable.
Yeah, but he'd also been at like Chorley Town and stuff like that as well. So they didn't have James Wilson playing, who's obviously their kind of main usual danger man. And Politic comes in instead and scored. And then after that, I mean, it's a nice through ball, kind of like cuts through our back line and then puts it through Blackman's legs.
Yeah.
After that, they were kind of all over us for a short bit, and they could have had a second. He hits the bar again, doesn't he, Politics?
Yeah. They should have kept Politics out of it.
Yeah, I've seen that joke made.
Oh, someone's already made it?
Many times already,
no.
Unfortunately. But yes.
But then we equalised with not long before half time.
Yeah.
They wanted a free kick, didn't they? Stansfield. Again, he does that brilliant. He's such a skinny young lad, isn't he? But he's strong on the ball.
Yeah, it's strange, but also kind of like a determination which you don't maybe not really used to see in at League One level.
Maybe
that's unfair. But yeah, he's super strong and it wins it back, lays it off for Giovanni arriving in the box, which is like, that's the luxury of having three up front, and just slots it home.
Yeah,
decent. And then we're kind of like, okay, this is fine here. We don't really feel like we're massively in danger.
And it sounds like we're all over them for half an hour, second half. And
second half, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Port Vale fans really unhappy with the way they played, and they weren't good. It was all us. I mean, I just listened to it on the radio, so.
Well, our two goals, second and third goals, were completely avoidable, or at least. So they're quite similar goals, aren't they? Collins and Brown from well outside the box.
Yeah, like Giovanni, they give him so much time.
Unbelievable
and space
amount of time.
and it's a great finish from 25 yards.
It was Collins first, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, it's Giovanni first.
And it's Giovanni first, yeah, of course it is.
Great finish in the top corner, but like they just let him carry it and have a shot, you know. Very strange behaviour.
2-1.
Anyway, 2-1, yeah.
Collins also hit the bar. Was that from a free kick, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we're looking well in control here. They've not done anything second half. We're all over them. Well, maybe not all over them, but it's all Exeter. And then
catastrophic 10 seconds.
Ridiculous kind of thing happens and they manage to equalise, which is like, is this already post 90 minutes?
No, it's about 87, I think, right, okay. So it's getting there.
It's right at the end, and it's like, oh, come on. Like, shocking. If you watch it back, there's about 20 chances to like get rid of it or do something about it.
If we're being fair, we don't have to be fair. We're independent, but I want to be a bit fair. The weather looked absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So maybe
it does happen. That will happen in this country. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, but we're used to playing in the Bahamas.
Anyway, it was 2-2, 87, 88 minutes. But then they give Collins again straight away, isn't it, from kickoff?
Immediately, like you've not even got chance. Like,
a bit like Argyle, but the other way around for us.
Yeah, like I think I messaged you, didn't I? Going like, like when they scored. Like,
I think you said, "Why can't we defend?"
Yeah, and then before you'd even had a chance to reply, we'd already gone back in the lead. Collins, left foot outside the box into the far corner, beauty. And yeah, and Collins has been excellent this season. So good. As he is every season, really. But looks to have kind of like, there's some interview with Caldwell and stuff, and he said about letting the handbrake off a bit, which is something I think we kind of like wanted from Collins, and many people, ourselves included, have said it'd be nice to see him be a bit more assertive, attacking, drive forward a bit more, because every time we'd seen him do it, it looked like, we've seen him score some good goals, but they're fairly rare. And then this week, we've seen him, tap in on the goal line against Argyle, or last week against Argyle, which is him getting into the box.
Yeah.
And then scoring a winner today, like having the... And he does shoot from range occasionally, and obviously that's the time to do it, and you've been given a load of space. But I would like to see more of that. Hopefully that is a indication of what Caldwell wants him to do, which is just like, you can do more than you are doing. You don't just have to kind of facilitate the other play. You can take the initiative yourself. And if he can add more goals, if Collins can now add goals, consistent goals to his game, then you can't see him being around for much longer, can you?
Well, no, he looks excellent.
He's currently out of contract at the end of the season, right?
Is that right?
So I think we kind of want to ideally get him to sign a new deal, so at least we keep him to the end of the season, or
get some money when he is sold.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that's 3-2. That was 90th minute, and that was that.
Yeah.
So that puts us in the second round of the FA Cup. It's also, like you said, Gary Caldwell's first win, which we're all desperate to see for loads of reasons.
Well, you don't want it to drag on, do you? Like, we had two decent performances, 0-0 away at Derby, first one that was great.
Yeah.
And then Plymouth, obviously, shit result, but great, decent. Made a good account of ourselves. He didn't embarrass himself. He didn't give us any real cause for concern, did he?
No.
And the way he did it, he set up slightly differently. It kind of worked, but then there was still a lot of these still a lot of sloppiness in there. But that's the sort of thing where we don't have to judge him on any of that. That's the sort of thing that could potentially be ironed out. And obviously there's players to come back in, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, encouraging.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's not a league win, which is obviously what we need, but it just breaks up this difficult run we've got of all the top league teams.
Yeah, it also means we don't have a week off.
Yep.
At the end of November.
Yeah. Which
we would have done if we'd gone out, because obviously that's next FA Cup weekend.
Yeah.
And I think at the moment it's better that we don't have that week off. There's obviously times where you'd be glad of it when you've got really congested fixtures. But we haven't got any Tuesday nights for a while now, and I feel like having that 2 weeks off would just maybe lose a bit of momentum, and also we want players to play, keep up that kind of keep up the fitness, keep up the performances. So I think it's good, and obviously the money as well. We're into the second round, and the draw happened last night.
Yep.
We will be playing away at either Oxford United or Woking. So probably Oxford United, but
Probably Oxford.
You never know.
Do we know when that game's at? It was called off, wasn't it, for the weather? Woking, Oxford.
Yeah, so I don't know. So we're supposed to play them on the 26th of November.
So it's not long.
Which means they've got to squeeze that game in before then.
Oh, look.
And presumably...
15th of November, that's happening.
Okay, so
So that's next Tuesday.
Oh, right. So that means, yeah. Which is probably a good thing for us. That means they've got more fixtures, both those two teams, to play.
It's nice. It's a shame it's away for travelling reasons and ticket reasons.
Oh, we're always away, aren't we?
Do seem to be. But at least it's not too far. Neither of those clubs are too far away. It won't be a big drain on the players. It's a normal Saturday game in a place that's a couple hours drive. So, you think, oh, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
I was dreading the old Kings Lynn away or the old Carlisle away or blah, blah, blah. You think, no one needs that. No one needs that. But it's worked out pretty well. And
Argyle
then obviously
got battered 5-1 in that by Grimsby. So they're not in it.
Torquay's still in it because they managed to get a draw against Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, there we are. It was very nice to be in the draw for the second round, obviously. Very nice to think that it's a winnable game.
We haven't been into the third round for a little while, have we? So
we were trying to remember. Was it West Brom about 5 or 6 years ago?
Yeah, maybe.
I think that was the last one. As always, we'd love a nice draw for the cash and the day out. But we'll see.
Robbed last season, of course, by the officials at Cambridge. And obviously you had the old saga with Bradford in the first round.
Oh, that was last year, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a debacle that was.
Yeah, so that's the week just gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Decent.
And
no one else got injured.
GC, I like him. I like him in his. I like him in the way he talks. He's honest enough. He's not as blunt as Matt Taylor.
Yeah.
He's got a warmth to him that I like. He seems to be enjoying himself. I saw that My New Football Club podcast done a song about him, which he seemed pleased about. He's just...
Oh, have they?
Yeah. He's embracing it, is what I'm saying. He's not just some
okay.
guy who's crossed.
Well, he said he went for a swim, didn't he, in Exmouth? He went to Exmouth Beach and went for a swim.
Did he?
Yeah, he said it's not as cold as, I don't know, wherever he'd been.
Well, that's a news flash, Gary. Devon not as cold as Scotland.
Yeah.
He went for a swim in did he?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I mean, there's nicer beaches to swim in, Gary.
I think it was Exmouth. Yeah, Budley's good, isn't it?
Budley's good. Matt Taylor was always a fan of Ladram Bay.
Well, you can jump off that rock there, can't you, I suppose?
Jump off that rock.
More kind of like adventurous guy, isn't he?
Taylor?
Matt Taylor. Is he? I feel like he's a bit of a kind of adrenaline junkie.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I reckon.
What's Coldwell? I mean, he's still in the sea in November.
No, yeah, that's true, yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say about him, but maybe Coldwell's really into mountain biking or something.
Maybe.
Inline skating. Do you reckon Gary Coleman's into...
Gary Coldwell?
Gary Coleman.
That's someone else.
What are you talking about, Willis? Is that him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon he's into blading, aggressive skating?
I reckon he's more of an artist when it comes to roller skating.
See him down Sidmouth Skate Park or, the arena.
Doing circles.
Doing some grinds.
I reckon Boogie Nights is his go-to film for Heather Graham as roller girl.
Right, okay, this is the opposite of what I was suggesting there.
Oh, really?
Well, that's not an extreme sport, is it? Like rink.
No, that's what I mean. I think he's more of a...
Disco.
I think he's a disco dancer.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see him being secretly into dancing.
I don't think it's a secret.
Really? Gary, do you like a dance?
Let us know. Yeah. Anyway, he comes across very nicely. I think I'm enjoying.
Yeah, I'm not getting. Yeah, so far so good.
So far so good.
Seems nice. I'm not going to get. Yeah, it's very early days.
It's very early days.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about what's coming up in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. You don't know, but we've been delayed for quite some time looking up the film Rollerball. I highly recommend it. 1975. It's like The Warriors meets skating.
Yeah, it looks good. James Caan.
James Caan. You can get in touch with us if you've got any recommendations for roller skate films that we might like to watch, or any other films. You can email us at
I don't reckon there's
bigbangpod.
that many other ones, is there?
No, maybe not. bigbangpod@gmail.com. Or for now, we're still on Twitter until Elon shuts us down. That's at Big Bang Pod, or on Facebook as well. Zuckerberg likes us. Big Bang Theory podcast.
Yeah.
Do you think that if some footballer's got a brain, they'll come up with their own football social media Twitter soon? And
do you reckon? I don't reckon any of these like spin-off ideas will ever work, because all people want to. I mean, we're getting into some sort of strange territories here, but it's always just like, oh, we're going to make our own Twitter, and it's just for us left-wing people, and it's going to be great, or just for us right-wing people, and it'd be amazing. It's like, you don't want it.
What's Donald Trump's one called?
Whatever it is, I don't know. Truth Social.
Truth Social. Yeah.
And then there's another one called like Mastodon, which is just for like left-wing people. It's just like, it'll be shit. The whole point of it is because you want to argue with people.
I reckon they don't want. I reckon footballers will start their own separate thing.
Yeah, they already got it. It's called WhatsApp.
Hey.
You just have a thing with just people you know in it. You know.
Maybe. Anyway, we're still on there for now.
Yeah, find us on Truth Social.
Don't bother
Big
looking.
Bang Pod. Grift at
Whatever. So anyway, there's some football coming up, as well as Twitter going into an absolute meltdown. This Saturday, it's Peterborough United at home. Nice to have a home game. It seems like it's been forever.
Gary Coleman's first home game.
Coldwell?
Yeah, whatever.
That guy, the Scottish fella.
Mr. Drummond. Is he gonna be there?
I don't know. No idea. Yeah, so Peterborough
his
at home.
first home game. So a chance.
Feels like the first time we played Peterborough in a while, because they weren't in league. Oh no, I suppose it's been quite recent, hasn't it? But they've been up to the Championship since we last met.
Yeah. Joel Randall's Peterborough United.
And Christy Pimm's, kind of.
Well, he plays for Mansfield now on loan, doesn't he? But yeah, technically, I think he's still there.
So yes, that's going to be interesting.
So I'd say there's little to no chance Joel Randall's going to play.
Having a terrible time, isn't he? That was just rollerball, sorry.
He's been having a terrible time there. And all the fans, not all of the fans, a lot of the fans seem to have turned on him. What's going on? Can you put the phone away?
I'm just trying to look up some stats. It's not working. Hold on, everyone. So, yeah, it's not working for Randall, is it?
It's not. Is this going to go off again?
No chance.
If you're going to have it on, let's just have the rollerball trailer on as a kind of bed.
No, it's fine. It's gone. Don't worry about it, everyone. Yeah, so Randall's not... He's having a terrible time.
I don't think he's playing very much, and when he is, he's kind of like, yeah, there's some kind of some of those unfortunate stats, kind of a bit like Gareth Bale. You remember Gareth Bale was like when he was playing for Southampton, and they'd never won a game when he was playing for ages, for like years.
Yeah,
you know, obviously went on to be
incredible,
one of the best players in the world or whatever. But for a while, it was like that. So hopefully, the Joel Randall situation will come out. I'm just saying it now. He's the next Gareth Bale, but like. At the moment, he's having a terrible time, and a lot of fans have really hate him and hate us for selling them. What did he cost? Like £1 million? Million, wasn't it?
I think it was $1 million.
There was someone
a
suggesting,
cool $1 million.
Can you have him back in January when we don't have to pay you any more of the instalments? Come back, Joel. Come back, but not under those terms, because we do need that cash.
It's really unfortunate, isn't it? Because he's obviously got loads of potential.
Yeah. I think the problem was, when they bought him, that's all he had.
Yeah.
He had that really good season for us. He looked like for a few years prior to that pandemic season, when he really broke into the team, he looked like a real promising young player, real quick, good eye for goal, kind of like doing it all the, underage levels for us. And then he had that brilliant season, but it was a strange one, wasn't it? Because it was like, there was no one there for the whole year, and it earned him, like, Darren Ferguson bought him for Peterborough for $1 million.
Mm.
And then, well, he had his injury problems for us, didn't he? And they've carried on there as well. So he's missed a load of the time out when he has played. I don't think it's really happened for him. Problem is, we don't really need him now because he sort of plays a position we don't really use.
Well, he won't come back because obviously he was Matt Taylor's player. Matt Taylor's not here anymore.
Oh, it seems, yeah.
You know, but
not gonna happen now, is it?
But also, you have to say that's a good bit of business by City because obviously he was an injury risk.
Yeah.
£1 million.
Yeah.
£1 million.
I know. And we still haven't got all of it yet, so pay up, please, Peterborough.
Peterborough are kind of notorious for, well, Darren Ferguson, but the chairman that's very involved, aren't they? Very vocal on Twitter.
Right.
Very present on, like, radio stations and all that kind of stuff. So there are kind of, I feel like in a way, complaints that come from Peterborough are kind of amplified, by which I mean there's no point complaining about Taggy on the internet. I know we all do it, or don't, but there's no point. He doesn't engage with it at all. So most people don't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas with Peterborough, if you think you've got a chance of this guy hearing you, you say it. And there is kind of a significant chance.
A bit like Forest Green, I suppose.
A bit like Forest Green.
Like if it goes real badly for them.
Everyone knows about it.
Vince is right there, isn't he?
Yeah,
like in
that's
the firing
right.
line with his little skull necklace on. Ask him for it.
Yeah. The matey at Peterborough has got nothing ludicrous about him, but he is a very kind of significant, you know, he's almost in the mould of Crystal Palace, you know, Steve Parish. He's almost like junior version of him.
Right, okay, yeah.
So,
but they're doing pretty well this season, you know, Joel Randall aside, what, are they fourth?
Yeah, they're a big club, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, are they a big club?
I think they're about, they're sort of a championship. Sort of League One kind of team, aren't they?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
They're about where they should be.
Yeah, that's right.
And
then Christy Pym's obviously not. He fell out with Darren Ferguson. Remember this?
Yeah, he lobbed a football boot at him.
Lobbed a football boot at him.
Something like that.
But he's not there, so in a sense, that's by the by. Still, always good to remember.
Yes. So, what's their form looking like, Peterborough?
Well, I'd like to look it up, but I'm worried that the
don't you dare.
roller ball is going to pipe up again. They're above us. We're down to 12th now, I think. Is that right?
I believe so.
As games are kind of caught up and, you know, games in hand and all that kind of stuff. So it's home, innit? Coldwell, first home game, a lot of good feeling. Again, it's sold incredibly well. I saw that, there's hardly any seats left already.
Well, there hasn't been a home game for a little while now, has it? Obviously, because we haven't actually met Gary.
Fair play. That's, you know.
Although for me, it feels like he's been there forever because obviously I've been to a couple of away games recently, so I've seen him plenty. Seen him too much of him.
It does feel like.
Had a little gilet on the other day.
Did he?
Yeah.
Very European. It does feel like
we're 11th.
We're 11th, and Peterborough
4th.
Yeah. I just want to say this, like, it does feel like we've tipped over into, like, these are the kind of crowds we can expect. Now, I know if we had a terrible season, we might see the numbers drop off. But actually, that's true of anyone. You know, there's kind of jokes around when Arsenal were terrible and they, you know. So
yeah, they're in good form, Peterborough. They've won their last 3 by the looks of things.
But you feel like a busy St James Park, good feeling around the ground, excellent attacking line. They're a team that like to play football, Peterborough, aren't they? They're not going to come and shut up shop. Feel like we've got every chance of getting something. It's got
it all for all the kind of ingredients for like a really good match, hasn't it? You know, and it'd be interesting to see how we set up for the at home against a side which are a bigger club than us.
Yeah.
Who are higher up and in better form, but how he's going to go.
Yeah, does he go 3 up top?
Does he go 3 in the middle? Does he go 3 up top? I mean, if he does, who drops out of there? Like, it's going to be interesting. Is Czech Diabate going to be fit again? Because he was out again at the weekend after coming back briefly at Argyle.
I thought it was a fracture that he was off with, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So, what's going on there that he's been put back in before it's...
Who knows? Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, obviously, other things can go wrong.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're out of fitness...
And there's also some talk of Sam Stubbs not being that far away. I think he said,
I'm pulling an incredulous
well, of course,
face at
but
them.
Caldwell said he's been started sort of proper training again, or at least kind of, and he said this month. So, I mean, you believe when you see it.
I mean, he's that kind of player when he's just appears, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'd like to correct
the other
myself.
thing they're talking about is because it's soft ground now.
Oh, right.
It's because he's a knee guy.
Yeah.
They reckon because the ground's softer, his knee can handle it a bit more, which makes sense with last season because he appeared around kind of sort of soft ground kind of season, didn't he?
That's interesting.
It is. Obviously, it'd be great to have him back when he's fit. He's definitely one of our best defenders. I think we'd be better off with someone like him at the centre of defence rather than Sweeney. I think Sweeney's, pretty obviously he's better on the right side of that back three.
Well, it just opens up. He's a real key in the puzzle, isn't he? I'm mixing up. I can't speak, and I'm mixing up my metaphors. But
key in the puzzle.
Yeah,
yeah, he is. Yeah,
when Stubbs comes in, Sweeney moves wide. Key's then freed up. You know,
gives you options.
Then you put Caprice back on the bench, which I don't think's fair in a way because he's been so good.
Well, going to be interesting to see what he does there as well. You know,
but then Caprice off the bench or Key off the bench is excellent.
Totally, yeah, of course, and also competition for that place on that right hand side. So you got Key and Caprice both trying, with a new manager, trying to show them that they should be the one playing there. It's great. It's a great problem to have. So I think it's positive news that Stubbs, for a lot of reasons, that Stubbs may not be too far away. But like I said, we'll believe it when we see him out there.
Yeah.
He also, from what I remember, takes a little bit of a while to get going again. So.
I mean, don't forget, last time we saw him, he hadn't played in 2.5 years.
Yeah, that's true, but it's been a significant amount of time since he played last.
Well, I suppose it'll be 6 or 7 months, won't it?
Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah.
What's happening with the FA... why can't I speak? What's happening with the World Cup?
Nothing.
So, if you've got a player in the World...
Nothing's happening.
There is a World Cup, right?
Yeah.
And it's a curious November-December World Cup.
Yeah.
And it starts in 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Now, we're in League One, which obviously naturally doesn't normally lend itself to international players. But
there'll be a plenty of them that'll go in, yeah.
But those games just carry on.
No, but I don't know. I suppose it depends. I think there's a sort of threshold in there where if you've not got a certain amount of players, you can. I don't know if it's like an officially there's a cut-off point, or if you can you can request for the games to be. It happened to Forest Green, didn't it? A couple of years ago, they had their game postponed because they had international players missing. So maybe that'll be the way they carry on where they can. Obviously, largely most League One players aren't playing in the World Cup, so most of the games can carry on.
So,
but maybe some will get postponed.
Well, we've got some international players, but there's also the factor that their countries might not have made it to the World Cup, right?
Do you mean Exeter City or League One?
I mean League One.
Right, yeah.
So if you're an international player for...
well, yeah, they won't need to go anywhere.
The Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
So it could happen, could it? I
suppose in theory, I don't really know. I guess I assume so.
Second question: what's the rule with? I don't know. I'm throwing these at you. If the World Cup squad is announced, so like England's announcing on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Once you've announced those 22, are you not allowed to pull in any more? That's just you're set then. So my question is...
No, I think isn't there allowances for if someone gets injured?
So you could... So it doesn't mean we can't say, oh, it's all sorted now. We know that all the games will happen because Forest Green could have a person pulled in after the World Cup started.
No, not after it started.
Not after it started.
No. You can't.
Once the thing started,
yeah.
If your player hasn't gone, he's never going.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing, isn't it, this year?
Yeah, they never normally kind of overlap, do they?
No, absolutely not. The worst thing that happens is they miss a bit of pre-season training.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful. So, yeah, that's Peterborough. And then the following week, I know we'll talk about this next week, but we've got Ipswich at home. But it's the midday, isn't it?
It is, because it's on the TV. Yeah.
So that's something we've got to remember as well. Don't turn up at 3 o'clock.
No. Yeah, that'd be that. I don't know. Is that good? And it's not as good, is it? Because you've got to get there a bit earlier. But
I'm thinking I'll have my lunch there.
Oh yeah.
Take my chips inside my coat.
You don't have to hide them. You can just take the chips in.
Take my chips
Perfectly
in.
Okay.
Outside my coat.
You buy them from the little.
What if I buy them from Sidwell Fish and Chips?
I don't know about that. I don't know how. Yeah, I'm sure that's fine.
Can I write on it, these were definitely bought in the red square?
I don't think it matters. It's not like the cinema.
No, it's not like the cinema, is it? You used to do that? Hide a Domino's pizza in your rucksack?
I think aren't you allowed to do that?
Well,
Or is it
no
sort
one's
of-
checking my bag. I think it's frowned upon.
Right.
I think the good people at the View frown
Well, if
upon
it's
it.
frowned upon by like other people who are in there, like other customers, if
Yeah.
you whip out a kind of like
Pepperoni pizza.
niçoise salad, stink the whole place out.
I'm not really a niçoise salad kind of person. In fact, that's the first time I knew how to say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I mean neither am I. But like, if someone did that, I'm just thinking of what's the most kind of pungent food.
Yeah.
Um,
you don't want to whip out a slab of gorgonzola.
It's inconsiderate at best, I'd say.
And what's the etiquette with restaurants? I'm definitely not supposed to whip out my own food there, am I?
No, I think that actually is. That's not just frowned upon. That's just against the restaurant policy.
Because in a way, I see the big bank as like the restaurant, the seating area for the kiosk. That's why I'm confused.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. Check with the steward.
I will. Can you email stewards in advance? Because I don't want to have to abandon my chips at the gate.
Yeah. Email that ginger guy who's been there forever.
Oh yeah,
Or,
looks like Mr. Oxborough from
Or
Columbia
little
Community
Gerald.
College.
I'm sure he's got an email somewhere.
Yeah. What would happen if I tried Gerald at?
Exeter City. Yeah.
I might try Gary. Gary at.
What? Caldwell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boss. Gaffer.
I'm sure he's got, you know.
Well, he's on Twitter, so he must have an email address.
Well, you can DM him and ask him if you can take your own niçoise salad from a separate establishment onto the big bank or not.
And they say football's got middle class. What are they on about?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's very helpful. Very helpful. If anyone else has got any top tips about how to either ask or sneak my stuff in, or if I don't need to
I
sneak
live
it in.
close enough that I could just like make my own food.
Yeah.
Like cook like a full dinner.
Yeah.
Tin foil it up.
Yeah.
And then just walk it down and, you know, I wouldn't be able to take a knife and fork, would I? Maybe I could take a plastic cutlery set.
I think you need to take yourself like a bag of Doritos.
Imagine getting patted down and you had a knife and fork in there.
Or a roast dinner. What's that in your pocket? Nothing.
Yeah.
What is it? It's a roast dinner in tin foil. Sorry.
Yeah, again, don't know if you're even allowed to do that or not. Anyway.
It's an experiment we could try. Anyways, that's coming up. So Peterborough this Saturday, Ipswich next Saturday. Then it's...
Oxford away or Woking away.
Is it? Yeah, and then it's... There's a Friday night in there as well somewhere, isn't it? Anyway, I can't look it up because rollerball.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone. You can get in touch with us as and when you'd like to. If not, we'll see you next week. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.